Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on spinners. Spinners are very popular items in many organisations, and they are often used as a fair way to enable people to win prizes. Let's look at a square spinner. So let's assume this spinner is fixed here on some little bolt or some axle of some sort, and you can actually twirl it that way and it starts spinning. Okay, now we'll see we have the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we've also got some colours. Now there are only 4 choices. So when this thing is in motion, that is when we start spinning it, we wait till it stops and we see what number or colour will the arrow land on. So the probability that will land on a 2, there's only 1 2 and there are 4 numbers altogether, so the probability of landing on a 2 is 1 over 4 or a quarter. The probability of landing on a red, there's only one red with 4 different colours, so the probability of landing on a red is 1 over 4, which is a quarter. In a very similar manner, you have circular spinners, and exactly the same thing happens. You'll spin this around. Of course, that's fixed on some type of little axle. So when the wheel is spinning and when it stops, for example, the probability of landing on a green is 1 over 4, because there are 4 colours altogether, but there's only one green. Now here we have another spinner, and it's a circular one, but we have more choices here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So altogether there are 8 choices. So when this starts spinning and then it stops, the probability of landing on a yellow, for example, is 2 over 8. Of course, there are 2 yellows and 8 different colours, 8 different sectors or choices. It doesn't matter if they're doubled up. There are 8 of them altogether. So 2 over 8 is 1 over 4. So the chance of landing on a yellow is 1 over 4. Here we have another circular spinner, and we have on this one the numbers 1 to 10. And we've also got orange, yellow, etc. So the probability of landing on a 2 is 1 over 10, because there's 1, 2, and there are 10 different numbers. The probability of landing on an orange is 5 over 10, which is a half. Of course, there are 5 oranges and 10 different little areas. So 5 over 10 is a half. Unequal outcomes. Now sometimes we have spinning wheels where outcomes are not equal. This is a very interesting one. Let's look at this spinning wheel here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different areas. What's the probability of landing on a red? Well, there are 2 reds, so it's 2 over 8, because there are 8 different areas. So 2 over 8 is a quarter, so the probability of landing on a red is 1 over 4. However, what's the probability of landing on a blue? Well, there's only one area with blue. That's why that's a 1. And there are 8 separate areas, so the probability of landing on a blue is 1 over 8. So basically what we're saying is the probability of landing on a red is greater than the probability of landing on a blue, because you have 2 reds but only 1 blue. Let's look at this one. Here we have 8 different areas. Again, the probability of landing on a red here is 1 over 8, because there's only one red area, but there are 8 different areas, so it's 1 over 8. And the probability of landing on a blue is 3 over 8, because there are 3 areas that are blue, 8 areas altogether. So the probability of landing on a blue is much greater than the probability of landing on a red. So this video has introduced us to the idea of spinners, and we've seen different examples of what happens when we spin the wheel, and sometimes the outcomes are equal, they're fair, sometimes they're biased, they're unequal.